Hi everybody, this is Julie with Board and Paint, and I'm here to walk you through our Make It Home kit, which you can make a little bunny with. We have a few different choices for your bunnies. We have different colors for the bodies and the noses and different bow options. Also, you can make their ears kind of floppy like this or perky like this, or both, which in my sample I'm going to show you how to make both. So I'm just going to go through the contents of your kit and what you will need. Put these guys aside. So your kit will come with a block to make a bunny with. Will come with a bow of your choice. You have to make sure you pick one online as you're ordering your kit. It will come with pre-cut ears. This way you end up with uniform ears with a little whisker thingy. It will come with a heart nose, and you can choose to place your nose right side up or upside down. So your choice. And it will come with two sponges. The larger one will be to paint the body of your bunny, and the smaller one will be to paint your nose with. It will also come with three paint colors, and this is our creative way of getting them to you. So you will get paint for the body of your bunny, paint for nose, and paint for the eyes. And you will see online that these are our options for colors for the paint. The things that you will need to provide are basic things that people have at home. You need a pair of scissors, a paper or foam plate, even like a thicker piece of paper would work. You will need a Sharpie, like a regular, this is a fine point, not like a super fine, but just like a regular fine point Sharpie, a pencil, and a glue gun is pretty essential for this. So these are the tools that you will need to have at home. Okay, so what you'll do first, these blocks will come pre-sanded, so you don't really need to do any prep work on them. What you will do with the paint is kind of push it down to the bottom. These will be one-time use. I mean, you can try and open the top and squeeze them out that way and reseal them. I think it'll create more mess than you want to deal with, so I would just cut the corner and squeeze the paint out onto the plate. You will most likely have more than you need, so if you have another project you want to work alongside this, then by all means use the paint for something else. But this was just a way that we came up with to get the paint to you in a pinch, since we didn't have to-go containers. So push all the paint down. The black, you will get the least amount of black just because you just really need a couple of dots of it. So get your paint prepped. Then you'll take a big sponge. You might get your hands messy, so the paint does come off your hands. It will not come off your clothes. So prepare your surface and maybe wear a smock or an old t-shirt if you think you're going to get messy. Then you're going to dip your sponge into the paint, and unlike our workshops, we usually say dip and then dab off. You don't need to dab off. You're just going to use this instead of the brush. You're just going to paint the body of your bunny with the sponge. And I find that it's helpful to start with the sides so you can hold on to the main part of the board while you're painting the front. So I'm just going to add your paint all around. And I'm not going to paint the back of my bunny just because I don't want to wait for it to dry. If you really want to, you can, and another cute idea would be to glue a little pom-pom to the back for a tail, or even a cotton ball would be really cute. So I'm not going to do it for this tutorial because I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to glue a piece of cotton to their bunny. So I'm going to set it aside to dry. I'm going to give it a little bit of help with a hair dryer later, but we'll move on to painting the nose first. So then you're going to switch to your little sponge, and I find that it's easier again to start with the sides, and I kind of dab the paint on here because it's kind of small and tough to work with. You might need a couple of coats on the cut edge because it's darker, but I don't really mind that it's a little bit darker there. So just dab a thin coat of paint on, and if you want to smooth it out, you can just kind of swipe it. But dabbing it on will give it a little bit of texture. So all you have to do is just paint one side. You don't have to paint both sides. So we can set the paint aside now. We don't need that for a little while. And now we're just going to dry. You can just let these dry naturally. They'll dry pretty fast if you don't paint it too thick. I'm just going to help it out quickly. So the paint will not be shiny. That's how you will know that it's dry if it's no longer shiny. Just a regular hair dryer will help it out quite a bit. So I'm choosing to make this bunny kind of like gray. All bunnies don't have to be white. That's why we gave you some color options. You can also make these a cute little friend group of bunnies or family of bunnies if you want to, so they can all be different. Okay, so now it's time to kind of start placing things and thinking about where things will go. So you can kind of play around with that. So basically the way that you will assemble it is going to be, you will put the whiskers with a little knot, probably kind of like right in the center. And then you will glue your nose. So you will glue this down, then you will glue your nose on top of that. So it kind of sits a little bit off. So it's kind of like, it's not completely flat on the bunny. So it sits on top of the knot. So you can choose to do it like this or upside down. And so you want to make sure that you don't place it too low. This way you still have room for his cute little smile and the buck teeth, this kind of makes it a bunny. So this is kind of going to be in the center area. But first you probably want to attach the ears. So if you're a kid making this project, you probably want some help from an adult because hot glue is very hot and it can burn you. So make sure that you get help with that. And adults also make sure that you are careful with this. So the ears are burlap, so they have a lot of little holes in them. So the glue will go through the holes. So the way that you can put your ears is either kind of like this, where they're flopping, or make them stand straight up. So I'm going to show you both. My favorite way is to kind of fold the ear a little bit. It makes it a little bit more natural looking. So you can, so for the top, for the floppy ear, you kind of want to glue it in the center like this, center of the block like that. So I'm just going to put a little puddle of glue on there, and make sure you have something handy to push the ear down with, like the back of a pencil. So you're just going to press it down and hold. And because the burlap has holes in it, the glue will go right through and you don't even have to glue the fold down. So just hold it for a few seconds and it should stick. So there you have one floppy ear. If you want to put an ear in the back, if you want it standing straight up, you want to glue it to the back, not to the top of the head. And that's fine, you can even do both. So I'm going to do both. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, put a little puddle of glue, put my folded ear down, and hold it with a pencil to hold it in place. Just give it a couple of seconds and it should be stuck on there. So we're going to have a cute little bunny with one ear up and one ear down. So when we place the bow on top of here, it's going to hide where your ears kind of begin and end. So see, a cute little bow will change the look of it. So I think we can do the bow right now. So for the bow, you're just going to put a puddle of glue exactly where you want the bow to go. And then you want to sit the bow on top of this puddle, right side up, of course. And again, hold it for a little bit for the glue to set. He's already looking so cute. He doesn't even have a face yet. So this was a little bit of a thicker puddle of glue, so I need to hold it a little bit longer. So, and because all of these bows are going to have, most of them, are wired ribbon, then you can kind of fluff your bow out after all of the glue is completely dry. Just going to fluff it out and make it nice and poofy. So you have your bunny ears and the bow on. So now we're going to give him a face. So this is the time you can take a pencil and kind of mark out the center where your whiskers are going to go. I kind of put a little circle there. Then you can put your heart on without gluing it on and kind of see, make sure you have enough room for your eyes and for the mouth and the buck teeth. And then you want to take where the dot is after you have decided on the placement, and you want to kind of draw a line like that. So your line will kind of come to the point like that. So we want to make sure we draw this out before we place the heart on. So you put the line on there, and then you're going to draw his smile out. So you will just kind of draw one way and the other. So you want to do this with a pencil, and I'm making this a little bit thicker than I would do if I was just doing my own project. I just want to make sure you can see it on the video. So you're going to give him a little smile. So it's going to go like this. Going to put the whiskers on, then the nose, and then you'll see his smile peeking out from under the nose. And if you want to make him into a bunny with like buck teeth, so then you will just continue your straight line down the middle like that. And then you will draw two rectangles and connect them to his smile. And that will give him two cute little buck teeth. So now that you have that in your pencil, you can start to assemble him. So we'll put a little dollop of glue where the whiskers go. I like to put my whiskers facing down. So just kind of place the knot right on top of the glue. And then decide whether you want your heart going this way or this way. Either way is cute. Put a little dollop of glue on top of the knot again. And place your nose on top of that. So you have a nose. Now you're going to take your Sharpie, and it actually might be helpful to do this before you glue the nose on. So let's do that. I'll take it back. So we're going to glue the whiskers on, and then before you glue the nose on, don't be in a hurry like me. You'll take your Sharpie and you will just go over those lines that you drew to make sure that you can see his smile and his cute little buck teeth. So the pencil is just going to be your guide mark for where these things are going to go, because you can always erase the pencil, but the Sharpie is permanent. So this is much easier to do than trying to do it with a brush, but if you want to, you can totally do it with a brush. So don't try to make it perfect. This whole project is very whimsical and cute, so you don't really have to make it perfect. It's obviously a bunny. So now we're going to glue the nose back on. I'm gonna do it upside down. And I leave eyes for last. And the reason for that is because the eyes will take the longest to dry. So that will make you not be able to work on your project because they go on the thickest. So for your eyes, once you have your bunny assembled, for your eyes, all you will do is just take the back of a pencil. If you have the eraser in the back, that's fine. Dip it into your black paint. First, you might want to put little dots on here with a pencil if you want to make sure that you place the eyes in the correct spot. I'm just gonna wing it. So just going to dip it in the paint, and then you might want to dab off a little bit so you don't have too much paint. And then you just go into dot the little eyes on. Again, they're not going to be perfect, and it's okay if they're a little bit off center. He's a goofy little bunny. And now he's got eyes. Once these eyes dry, you can also, if you have a little bit of white paint, you can also add little white dots on the sides. If you don't, you don't have to. There are some Sharpie paint markers that are really good for that. But if you have a little bit of white paint, once everything is dry, you can add some of that. So there's a cute little bunny. I hope that you have fun making them. So these are 3 that I have made, and I would make a ton more. They're so cute and adorable. So go to boardandpaint.com and order your kit and have fun making little bunnies.